It doesn't take a rocket scientist to predict that fully releasing Godot 4.0 back in March would make it a much more popular engine. But now we have two key pieces of data which are going to help us prove that that hypothesis might actually be true. And the second piece of data really blew me away. Our first one comes from GDQuest. If you don't know who GDQuest is, he is the godfather and backbone of the Godot community, having some of the most popular tutorials on the platform. I highly recommend you go check out his channel. Personally, it was one of the first tutorials I watched and helped give me a really solid foundation for what I need to do and can expect out of the Godot engine. But GDQuest was recently at Game Camp France from June 19th to the 20th, which from what I can tell is a pretty massive game industry focused conference for people who are making games, whether professionally, personally, or just interested in getting into the industry. GDQuest recently tweeted out this little tweet talking about his experience there. And he said that he was busy the entire time, presumably talking about Godot, game development things, probably some YouTube stuff here and there, but presumably about a specific Godot talk that the room was completely full with people having standing room only, which is anecdotal evidence at its finest, but that's pretty impressive. He goes on to say that a lot of people were kind of upset about the feature bloat in systems like Unity and Unreal, and even further that some of these professionals were starting to understand the value of being able to own the engine or be able to own the underlying code and change it as they need to, which is something Godot does very well, being an open source project. But one of the fears and kind of hesitations of switching to Godot still remains console ports. And that's where W4 Games comes in huge. And if you don't know what W4 Games is, this is a small company founded by Juan, Remy, Fabio, and Nicola, who are some of the core contributors of Godot and are the big reason it got to the major popularity it is today. They founded W4 Games to do just that, to build out a way for developers and small studios, or any studio really, to get their Godot game over onto a console. And this is where the second piece of information that really blew me away comes in, and it came in the form of a tweet from Juan. Juan is the CEO and kind of founder of W4 Games and one of the core contributors of Godot. You'll see his name plastered all over the GitHub repository. Juan tweeted out that it's so cool to see the Godot engine mentioned for the first time ever on the Stack Overflow developer survey. And if you don't know what this developer survey is, this is a survey that Stack Overflow puts on yearly where they ask developers what are they working on, what are they interested, what do they use personally and professionally. This year they had over 90,000 developers respond, which I didn't run a t-test on or anything like that, but that's a pretty big number of developers if you ask me. And if you pop into the results and kind of start digging through them, you'll see some interesting information. If you go to other tools, you'll see at the top of the list, Docker, NPM, Pipe, some of these major platforms that you would expect to be at the top. But as you start to scroll down a little bit, you'll see Unity and Unreal, and look at that. There's Godot, and it's right next to Unreal, which a few years ago, Godot and Unreal were not in the conversation. But I think this is pretty definitive results that at 3.09%, that's a pretty big clip of people using this engine. And remember, this isn't just game developers, what they're using. This is all developers. So that 3% is actually a pretty massive number. Even further, if you hop over into the program, script, and language markups and scroll down, you'll see your JavaScripts, your HTMLs, your CSS, your Python, all these really popular engines are at the top. But if you scroll down a little bit, keep going, look at that, there's GDScript. There it is. At 1.71%. Again, this is a pretty massive number when you're stacking it up against all programming languages. This honestly might be the perfect time for you to hop into Godot. And I'm kind of eating my words at this point because last fall I released a video talking about if I thought it was a mistake for me personally to switch from Unity to Godot. At the time, I was looking for a job in the game development industry. I was looking for a full-time job, and I only had Godot experience, and I couldn't find any job postings asking about Godot. But that might be changing here. This data, this kind of anecdotal evidence from GDQuest about that conference and all the studios who were so interested in Godot, combined with Stack Overflow's results of the popularity of Godot, you might be seeing some studios switching over, and very shortly here, we're going to have a lot of job opportunities for developers who are experiencing Godot. So this might be the perfect time for you to jump into it. And a quick shout out to Jotson, who originally talked about this earlier on his stream. He's one of my favorite Godot streamers. I highly recommend you go check him out. I just wanted to share my 2 cents on it because this is a pretty cool topic and I thought you'd love to hear it. You know, you can hit that like button, subscribe. I'm not sure it really matters all that much, but I like to see the numbers go up. So you know what? Have a beautiful day. I've been Aramis. I'll see you next time.